Hello.
Hi, welcome, and thank you for coming back to episode 3.
Yes.
Preview of Mich again, I guess we could call it. I don't know. We might call it something different. You never know. We are called
The Never Cast Off Podcast, and my name is Sheila.
Hi, Sheila.
Hi, Deb. Also known as Blue Yarn Always.
And I am Debbie. I'm known as Deb's Destiny. And we're so glad that you came a third time. We're really excited. Okay. Thank you. So, what are we working on today? Okay, so we're going to start off with escapees. You see that you might see that I'm working on something, but this is going to be called my escapee because you see, it's done.
Yes.
I think that's cool. You can it almost looks like a jacket when you put your head like that. Okay, so this is for my nephew, his birthday. His birthday party's tomorrow. And this was the super bulky jacket by Louise, bought at a local yarn store. And I'm getting really close to being done. I'm going to try it on tomorrow. And just to make sure he knows that it's not completed, I'm doing a really quick seam on it with pink yarn. Because, you know, most boys, including this child, does not like necessarily pink yarn. So he won't think it's like a cool feature or at all. So he'll be like, yeah, but it's pink, yeah, Debbie. And, yeah, so that'll be fun. And it's not done. You have to try it on. And then I have to sew on the buttons. But I want to see how it fits before I do anything like that. So that's my escapee. And our escapees, what we call them, the escapees are finished objects. Just so you know what we call them, because we know we title things differently.
Yeah.
Because we can.
And we have.
So we did.
My escapee this week would be another Cherry Garcia cowl. Oh, we get it here. I made a blue one, and it's free pattern on Ravelry, and it's very quick, very easy. And I made it with Lion brand wool spun, one skein, really quick. So this is probably going to go in the gift bucket.
Please explain the gift bucket.
The gift bucket is projects that have been completed that I have no interest in keeping.
Okay, so that's like a personal gift bucket. It's not like at a local anything.
No.
Okay.
The gift bucket's here, and yeah, I will put it in the gift bucket along with the blue one.
So we should probably ask, what's in your gift bucket? And what do you call your gift bucket?
Yep, that's the gift bucket. It's going in there. Somebody will appreciate it.
Yeah, so hanging on the wire for me. And escapees, I'm sorry.
You have another one?
Yeah, it's going to be an escapee because I'm going to be taking it like I'm just going to be going like this and pulling it right off. And it's escaping because it's a frog. There you go. Oh, look at all the things. Little markers just falling right off. Okay, I love this yarn. It's gorgeous. The yarn is just beautiful.
It's pretty.
Very, very pretty yarn. Love the yarn. It hurt my hands doing it. I needed to go up to a bigger size, and I just didn't want to do it. So it's going to be put back on the ball of yarn. It's Cascade Yarn Venezia. Venezia. Who knows?
It's
something like
something
that.
Italian.
Okay. There you go. It's 70% merino wool and 30% silk. It really holds whatever pattern you do with it very, very well, and it's just beautiful to work with. So I'm going to free it into something else so I can do something else pretty with this, and I'm just going to wind back in the ball. One thing that's interesting, I don't know if you can see, you can probably see it right there, is I had actually, right there, Nope, right by finger. The dark red, that's a lifeline. We figured out how to do lifelines. We love lifelines now. And what you do for the lifeline is if you have a pattern, and you don't want to have to, if you have to ever frog it, you don't want to have to like take it all the way back to the beginning. So you put the lifeline in there and you mark on the pattern exactly where you put the lifeline in a contrasting color. Then that way you're able to actually go back to the lifeline and then not have to go all the way back to the beginning. So this is one that's going to be frogged, so it's an escapee just because it's going to be frogged. And then I have another one, and it's just, it wasn't working. I don't remember what I did. I didn't write it down. So if you go off-roading and do your own thing, you should probably write it down as to what you were doing. And this one right here, it's very pretty. 2 different colors to it. It's just not working. No.
What was it going to be?
A shawl.
A shawl? Oh my God, look how big these things are.
Yeah, aren't they great?
Like a bullet.
They're 19s. So yeah, I'll have my 19s freed up, ready to go. So this one is Aslan Trans Literal Sparkle. Really, I can talk. I promise. And the color, I don't know, gold. And then this next one here is Plymouth Yarn Perplexity in black, and I mixed the 2 of them together. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. The yarn just doesn't feel like being that, so that one's going to be off the wire just because. So those, I'm calling those escapees just because they are going to escape from the wires, but they're going to be frogged. But
they're going to be pardoned.
They're pardoned to another project.
You're pardoned to another project.
Okay, so what do you have hanging on the wire?
What do I have hanging? Let's see here. I have the very braided cowl, which is not moving along so quickly, made out of brushed alpaca. We're doing a multicolor one. I think this is the 3rd or 4th one I've done. This one is in, it's in a mess. Here we go.
I love alpaca.
It's in the black.
It's so pretty. It's soft.
It's in the blue. And I really need to get going on this before winter's over. That would be a shame. Easter would be like, hey, here's your cowl. It's all done. But that's about, I think, of my 3 repeats on it. I got a ways to go before it gets going. But
I guess it depends on whether or not you want that person to ask you to, if you want them to ask you to do another one or not. Because if it's done by summer, then it's like, well, hey, don't worry about it. I'll just.
Well, she hasn't been asking for it, so the Nympholydia, oh my God, that probably won't be done till Labor Day. That's like working with dental floss. I've done about 18 rows, but it looks like I've done a 1/4 inch. It's
no.
Unless you stretch it. So that's going to be my year-long project.
And she's not to the blue yet.
No, I'm not to the blue.
Pretty blue.
I wanted to get to the pretty blue. And that is all I have going right now besides, I can show you the colorway. This is the color, and this is a test knit, and that's all I can say.
That's it. We're not giving any more information than that.
Nope.
You'll have to listen for next time. Okay, so the one that I have that's actually still going on, the one that's just on 4s. Okay, well, now I'm to the point where it's on 5s now, so it's going to go faster, maybe. So this is still the kimono sweater, and actually right here you can start seeing the colorway gets prettier now that when you get into the stocking net, it's prettier than when it was down here in the garter. So it's actually getting a little bit more interesting now, and it seems to be going faster. So I don't know how much, if you guys are paying attention. So this is how far I got now. So on this is my sleeve, so I have a little bit further to go.
You're starting your sleeve at your wrist?
Yeah.
Or not here or at the elbow? You're starting
No.
all the way down there?
Yeah.
You're going to be a warm girl.
Yeah. It's going to take forever on 5 needles. Yeah, I prefer the 19s. Okay.
Yeah, well, the 19s, you'd be done with it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the idea. So what I'll probably do is wait until I'm done with this one, or maybe not. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle that. Now that I'm going to have my 19s free, maybe I'll just work on a kimono jacket with 19s and be done by Friday.
You could.
I could.
Those needles are huge.
I love my 19 needles. I actually want to get 35s and 50s.
And circulars?
Yes. Yes, they got some in, and but they're about $30 each, I think.
$30 a set?
Yes.
Wow.
So you
You could make rugs if you had 50 knitting needles.
Yes.
You could be knitting, like, I see where people get, like, old t-shirts or rags or whatever, and they split them in strips, knot them together, like the sari silks.
Actually, about 15 years ago, you were probably knee-high to a grasshopper at that time.
Could have been.
But what happened is there was a thing with mill ends for, like, curtains or whatever. They would have mill end fabrics, and then you could crochet with the mill end fabrics, and then that would be something that you could make rugs. You could make baskets, really thick baskets. Usually they'd end up being about this thick, and
I
really
want a
pretty.
rug. I want a rug for the front door.
You want a rug for the front door?
Yeah, I think so.
And my favorite store went out of business, and I ended up buying way too much, but it's almost gone, thank God. But yeah, I think I still have like 3 or 4 left. I don't know if it's enough to. Yeah, and I always did it for crocheting. At that point in time, I was crocheting. I wasn't knitting.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like a crochet thing. So, yeah, but...
I think it would go faster, too, if you crocheted the rug, because you could start and then just do that circle, the braid, the Brady rug.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
It would be.
All right, we got to size what? Double V.
Q.
We need to get V crochet hooks.
Actually, they do have U's. They came in with U's.
Did they?
Yeah,
UV?
I think it's
So it's a little bit smaller than a V, which I'm just making up because I don't know if there are any V crochet hooks.
Maybe.
I've used a Q.
Yes.
A Q is pretty good.
Yes, I like Q's.
But yeah, crocheting, I mean, it goes faster.
It does.
Than knitting, but they
Uses
say use more yarn
yeah.
or more fabric. So if you want to conserve your 420 yards, you should probably knit, because otherwise, I'm assuming if you crochet, now this is exaggerating, you might use 360 instead of your standard 420 if you knit. Because they say you use more yarn.
Yeah, because it twists, but it goes faster.
Yeah,
So.
it does. It does.
Okay, so
Back to the schedule.
back to the schedule. My knit along. I haven't done anything on it yet since last week, so I'm still working on it, but I wanted to get this jacket done because the kid's birthday party is tomorrow. So yeah, it's still not done, but I wanted to get both sleeves done, so then he would be able to say, "Oh, 2 full sleeves, Aunt Debbie, you rock!" Okay, he's probably not even going to notice.
I want to know what he says about the buttons.
Okay.
I do. Those buttons
Yeah,
were
cool
cute.
little rooster buttons. I was trying to see if I could get bunny buttons to put like on the sleeve. He would have loved to have bunny buttons on the sleeve, but he's got 2 bunnies. He's got like 15 roosters. So yeah, but it yeah, the bunnies didn't work. Sorry. So
I have no new inventory for the satellite store. I have nothing. Last week was a big drop in the store.
Oh.
Thanks to our...
Oh, and the satellite store, just to remind everybody, that's like, what is it?
That's our stash.
Yeah,
And
the
code.
stash enhancement. That's our code. And we're not really selling anything. We're not. That's just like our closet, what we call our closet, the satellite store. Okay, so that's what we call it. What I have new to my satellite store, 13 needles.
Oh my gosh.
And I love 13 needles. I think I bought another set like last week and I couldn't find them. So I bought another one. They get used. I like 13s. So they are the interchangeable. I like the ones that you can just twist on and off, and you can put them on whatever length cord and that. So I just really like these. And the Dreams, I like the Knitter's Pride ones. I like the square ones too, but not really the thin square ones tend to break, is what I hear. But the thicker square ones are.
Is
really
that called
nice.
cubics?
It is.
I don't have a pair, but I've heard of people talking about the squares. They like it.
Yeah, they're actually. I was sick last week. No, this week I'm good. I'm good this week. But I was bored, so I ended up listening to this lady from Knitter's Pride talking on and on and on about all the different types of needles. The square needles are actually good if your hands are hurting. It's actually good. They're easier to hold and they're easier on your elbows too. I didn't know that. It's like, oh, that's interesting. So yeah. And I like the wooden needles because my hands tend to get cold really easily and quickly, and the wood actually makes your hands warmer. So if your hands are hot all the time, then you'd want to use a metal type, because then it'll dispense some of the heat away from your hands.
Did they say anything about carbon needles?
Carbon needles, they were very pointy.
Yep.
And they really liked them a lot. The lady liked them a lot. It has the carbons. It has the wood right there, so that was really nice. She really liked her carbons a lot. So
I really like my carbons a lot too. I switched from just the regular metal needles to the carbon needles, and I love them. I'm not a big fan of the wooden needles. I do have a couple pair, but if I was to buy carbons or buy Knitter's Pride woodens, I would be buying carbons. I don't know. They just slide. It's like swoosh.
Yeah, I think that's the part that they mentioned. It was sliding. Now there is another one that they have that's all metal, and it was really good for lace type projects. There was something about how pointy the needles were. They were extra pointy and they were extra slidey, especially good for lace. I can't remember the metal kind.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so they were talking about that one. So that was interesting. Yeah.
News I need to know.
Yes.
News I need to know.
I needed to know too. Okay. Okay, so getting our knitting on.
I'm trying.
Well, I don't know. I wound a whole bunch of yarn for you this week.
I know, it's like I'm committing myself to test projects, and then there's things that I want to start, and I don't have a ball winder, but I have a great friend in Deb who winds my yarn.
I'm her personal ball winder.
But I still want to do the Bermuda scarf, which of course I have not cast it on yet because I like to get rid of a few things that I'm working on. I don't like having a lot of things going. I don't want to say it makes me nervous, but it kind of aggravates me that I'm working on so many things and nothing's getting done. So I get frustrated.
Yeah, that's when I just grab a 13 needle and cast on a new project. Get it done quick.
I just can't do it. But there are, as I drop them, there are a few things that I've been looking at casting on. And the first one, it's a free pattern on Ravelry, would be me get here. The Traveler Companion shawl. And I
Just throw it on the floor. It's okay.
I know, it's like falling out of my hands. Okay. But it's not a lace weight, and it's really pretty.
It is pretty.
I have a lot of lace weight yarn, and I have a lot of variegated yarn. The other thing that caught my eye that I really, really want to do, and I don't know if I want to do this in a variegated or a solid, is cast on this hat with all the cables in there. Yeah. The hat is called the Gurgen hat by Britti Kalin, Kalin. And that's also a free pattern on Ravelry. I thought that was pretty interesting. And the last thing that's caught my eye, I would have to say, is the Regina hat. And that's just so cute. Thinking about doing it in 2 different colors, because on the side, let me catch here. On the side there's a little band, almost like a little motif that's, you could possibly do a different color. But yeah, these have caught my eye, which have, I don't know, and instilled me to go into the drawer, grab some yarn, give to Deb, and Deb wound up for me. So
she goes, no pressure. She gave it to me last night. And it's like, I have class this morning. No so pressure. 10 o'clock last night, I was winding some yarn for my buddy.
Thank you, Deb.
Oh, you're welcome.
And she winds so good, too. She's a good winder.
Oh, thank you. You should sell the one that I did for myself right after yours. It kind of exploded. I was winding really fast and like, would you? Like, where'd that go? Oh my God,
it took off.
My cat's,
it took off.
Yeah, Misty thought that was quite fun.
But do you have anything that you want to get your knitting on?
Yes, I have. I've been looking at an interlock scarf. And I've kind of been intimidated by interlock, and I was like, oh yeah, no, that's too fancy. And you know what I said? By my buddy over here spurring me on, oh, come on, that shouldn't be too hard. I'm like, oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to be trying the interlock scarf, and I'm going to pretend like it's not all that difficult to do.
It's not.
We'll see how it goes. And I know YouTube has lots of cool things, like us talking. YouTube.
And I think Craftsy, they might have classes too. There's probably like tons of links. I'm sure once you punch that in, you're going to get all these different hits on interlock tips, tricks, how to cast on, how to change color. Or you're going to use a multicolor. Or
it can't be that difficult. I have to pick it, but that's okay. It shouldn't be that difficult.
No. I have confidence in you. You can do it.
Well, because you
can do it.
Because you have confidence in me, then I think I should be able to do it.
You can do it.
Okay.
I know you can.
Oh, and speaking of getting our knitting on, we're going to be getting our knitting on at Knit Michigan.
And next week? February what?
7th. Yeah.
February 7th.
We have to wait 2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks?
Yeah. It's sad to wait 2 weeks.
I just have my fingers crossed. It's good weather.
Oh, yes. Last year, you know what I learned last year on the way over there? She was driving, and she says, do you know how to tell whether or not the road is slippery?
Yes.
And I said...
Or no, do you know how to tell if it's icy?
Oh, that's it. Okay. And I said, no, how do you tell if it's icy? And she ends up saying, well, if it sounds like rain...
Roll down your window.
Just a little bit.
And if you hear water or it sounds like rain, that means it's wet. But if you hear silence as you're driving, then be prepared because it could be icy.
Yep, just watch out. And I've told so many people about that. You don't even know.
What'd they say?
Oh, they didn't know.
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah. And so last year we ended up going in a little small car, and it was just the two of us. By the time we got back home, there wasn't room for a third person.
No,
we had so much stuff. They have these really cool. For the past 2 years, they've had these really cool tables that just have stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of magazines and books and stuff. And oh, I just noticed your tiger stuffed animal there. That's cute. Okay, so towards the end of the day, they don't want to take the magazines home, so they come up with really, really good deals. Really, really, really good deals. So I think we ended up having like 2 stacks of like 5 feet high of magazines or something like that, or it felt like that. Maybe it was
seven brown paper bags,
something like that,
filled with magazines,
filled, stuffed full,
from like 2002, 2010.
I actually found some from the
Crochet
1960s. So
tatting magazines.
yeah, whatever.
I don't know how much you pay for that.
I think it was like $20.
Wow, that's incredible.
If that much. And then if you get there a little bit earlier, some of the stuff is a little bit more. But I mean, still, if you can get an Ann Budd book for $7 or, something like that, that's a good price. And it's just, I was really, really impressed with what they had there. And I bought a lot of books. And then they had some of the,
I think I took a class. I took a sock class.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting. And then, of course, you're in the room with other people, too, that have other skills and abilities. And as you're trying to learn, you're, like, learning more about your neighbor or the person sitting across from you. And I think there even was a gentleman in our class, too, that was interested in doing the sock class. But, yeah, it was pretty interesting. And then I come downstairs, and Deb's like, see all that? That's ours!
She's like, oh, great.
I was like,
how many?
Holy crap, how many times are we going to go with the car?
How many trips do we have to take for all that? I'm like, oh, man, we're going to have to take a little buggy this time. Oh, and
I do have a cart. I do have a cart, a vegetable cart.
A little wet red wagon.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so then this year we're going to be taking an SUV and a third person. I hope we can all fit. But
I hope so. Well, I got a luggage rack on this vehicle, so we just need bungee cords and a tarp.
And then, so they have the cash and carry shopping. And then the silent auctions. I did very well at the silent auctions last time.
What time are they open?
Oh my gosh. The early bird or the overachievers or whatever you want to call it, it opens at 9 o'clock. The regular admission is at 10 o'clock.
Regular admission's at 10 o'clock? Okay.
Yeah, I think the early bird is 15. The early bird is 15. I think regular admission is $10, and you can, if you want to get in a little bit quicker, you can go ahead and prepay online. And there's food service that they have some stuff there, the silent auctions. 11 o'clock they have knitting and spinning games and the door prizes, and they have 2 guys there that'll help you learn how to knit and answer your questions. It was interesting. Oh wait, you dyed some yarn there last time.
No, I was going to get in line to dye some yarn, and then I got distracted with all the books and the magazines. And by the time I had time to go back to learn how to dye yarn, I had to take a class, and then after my class was done, Deb was like, we got to haul this 100 pounds to the car. So by the time I got back to dye yarn, they were kind of like closing up because we spent the whole day there. We were there the whole day. So yeah, I didn't get to dye yarn. I didn't get to, I think they had people there spinning.
Yeah.
Like little demonstrations or, pay a nominal fee or something like that. But it was just quite interesting. It was just like a little event for, anybody in the fibers who was interested in learning something, buying something, or reading something.
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting.
They have like 11 different local yarn stores that are going to be going. So,
I just hope the weather's really not as bad as it was last year.
or the year before.
See, this would be my second year, and you're number
3,
You're number 3 this year.
Yeah.
You're a veteran.
I guess.
You're a veteran, and you got to make a chemo cap. The whole purpose of Knit Michigan is for the cancer patients, so they gladly take chemo caps, men, women, children. So we got to get on our chemo cap.
Yeah, we're going to... Okay, so knitting on, that's what I'm going to have to do.
Yep. Make a really soft chemo cap. And take it there, and it'll get on the head of somebody who really will appreciate it. It'll be great.
Yeah. So, I think that's all we have.
Oh, no, I have some calming moments, what I call AKA spinning. Let me see here. Let me grab, because I have made myself 2 skeins of yarn. Let's see here. I gotta move Mr. Snowman because it's still winter here in Michigan. Oh, isn't he cute?
He is.
Okay. So
All done with a scarf.
we'll set him to the side. And this is my... let me twist it up a little bit. My 1 skein that I have done. I need to wash it. But here it is.
It's
here.
so pretty.
This is called Cottage Garden. It's 100% merino. I got, geez, I didn't even write it down how much I got. I think 240 yards. It's 80% wool, and I applied it with some nylon and some wool. I'm sorry, it's 100% merino. That was the bat. And then I applied it with some very thin wool and nylon. But yeah, I got to wash this one up. And then the second one that I plied up, and these are all 2-plies. That's my skill level right now. I've watched a few videos on Navajo plying. I might try that, not sure yet. So this is the second one that I've done this week. This is a BFL hand-dyed blue face luster, 4 ounces of redwood forest, and I got 210 yards out of this, and I applied it with a very thin, I don't know if you can see it, the brown in there, very thin 52% bamboo, 5% silk, and 43% nylon. So I have this one, oops, and this one here. Let me move over here. That both need to go into a soak and a stretch. A soak and a stretch. That sounds pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
They get a soak and a stretch. But yeah, these would be my 2 calming moments for the week. So I was pretty proud of myself. Now I just gotta wash them and then figure out what else I'm gonna put on the wheel to spin up. I do have some salmon over there. 100% merino salmon. It's really pretty salmon color, like fleshy.
Oh, the color, not the fish.
No, not the fish.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's a merino too. But now I'm going to have to start to try to figure out what to make with all this hand spun.
My suggestion?
Yes.
Something pretty.
Well, I think I committed myself to 12 projects for the brown bag last episode, so that's 12. And then I was reminded by a family member that I said, hey, I'm going to do 20 projects just cause, I think. So I think I'm at 32. I have to rewatch episode number 2.
Yeah, you said 30.
I said 30? So 30 plus 12? I said committed to 42?
No, 30. Including
30.
that. A total.
So I committed myself to 18 projects. Plus the 12. And I know those 12 are probably all going to be mine because I am very knit worthy and I'm a stingy knitter.
I'm a very selfish knitter. I seriously, no, I'm not.
So
I'm not good at knitting for others. I'm not. Please don't ask me to knit something for you.
But you're knitting for a child?
Yeah, he's my nephew. He was so cute. Aunt Debbie, will you please make me a pretty sweater?
Aww.
Okay. Took me a year to start. I'm serious.
Well, he's gonna really like it now.
He better.
Do you have any spinning? Well, I know
No.
you have a drop spindle, so who knows? You might have picked it up and
Yeah, I'm a closet drop spindler.
you might have picked it up and gave it a whirl.
No.
No whirl?
No.
Okay. Well, I didn't want to exclude you out of calming moments for the
Oh,
week.
that's okay. Yeah, not a problem. But my goal and what I committed to on the on Ravelry was that by tomorrow I'm going to have all of my patterns, all of the ones that are hanging on the wire, that I will have them all cataloged and counted as to how many I have hanging on the wire. So I took this one off, and then I have 2 that are coming off, so that'll be 3 less than I would have had if I would have counted last week or this week or whatever.
I'm curious to know how many you have.
I know you are. You're the one that's been nagging me. So, in a nice way.
I'm curious to know.
Yeah. I'll never hear the end of it. But then again, she can't pick on me too much about it, because then I'll just have to start talking about Eden Prairie.
We do have one project to where we started it together
In April.
Kind of got frustrated with it, lost the pattern. I don't know. I can think of maybe 6 excuses. Anyway.
So in August we kind of put it on hold and it got timed out. But to backspace a little bit before that, the start on that was delayed because of things that I was going through. So it was a long time wait for Sheila. She was just waiting for me to get started on it. So then she ran out of one of the colors.
I ran out of one of the colors. I had to hunt that down at a local yarn store.
And she found it.
I did find it because I throw the ball bands away, so I couldn't place an order because I didn't know the dye lot. I didn't know the color, which shame on me. I should have learned then, but I still throwing the ball bands away. That's horrible.
Not now.
I'm trying not to. I saved the Cherry Garcia one.
Okay.
But I did find it, so we do have the yarn. And then I think you creeped ahead of me a little bit on the mitered squares.
And then
I got discouraged.
We have this much to go. This much. It's like 20 rows, maybe. Maybe 20 rows. That's it. It can't even be 20 rows.
No, I don't have hardly any yarn left. I don't know, I'm just not interested no more. But I'm not ripping it out because it's too far. I don't know, I'm just...
And, I mean, it's so pretty.
Oh, yeah, the colors...
It's so pretty.
The colors are so nice.
Okay,
very,
so
very
next time, I think what we'll do is we'll bring them and show you guys. Just to show you how pretty they are. And then maybe Sheila just needs some encouragement. Wait, I promised I wouldn't talk about this, didn't I? Yeah, I was thinking about that one. I don't know why. It's like,
I don't know.
It'd be nice to say, hang it on the wire, look at this, it's almost done. And then just to be able to, I don't know.
I got to keep my limit low, because...
Yeah, but just imagine it could be off your list, like, permanently.
Yeah, it could be.
Just a little bit of effort.
But then I want to do the travel companion, and I want to do the hat, and I wanna. It's like, what do I want? What do I like? But I know I should be knitting a few things for my nieces for next winter. Some hats, some scarves, and stuff like that.
The very Brady cowl.
The very Brady cowl.
Yeah, that could be. That's pretty.
No, that's not going to be for one of the kids. They don't.
The
sisters to take care of the alpaca. I have to make acrylic so they can just throw it in the wash, throw it in the dryer, and be done with it. So I have to be mindful when I'm knitting. Oh, and then another thing too is I want to sort of backtrack in here is Cherry Garcia. I think, yeah, the Cherry Garcia. I have that hanging on the wire, but I left the bag upstairs.
Do you want to run and go get it?
No, I don't. I don't want to run and go get it. I do
You
not.
never know what Debbie would say. She wants to make sure that I'm like a short leash.
No. I'll save that for next time. So more than likely, we'll probably see you all in February.
Yeah, we're trying to do, what was it, 3 a month. So it's going to be a surprise whether or not we're going to have one between now and Michigan or not. It'll just depend on our personal lives. And next time what we're going to try and do is talk about it before we're talking about it with you guys. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? It's more fun this way.
Well, and if you're in the Michigan area and you're looking for something to do on a winter weekend, I mean, jump on Google and type in Knit Michigan and find your way there and enjoy the day.
knitmichigan.org.
Is it knitmichigan.org?
.org. And then last week we put the information how to get there. But I'll go ahead and put it out there again, just in case you didn't know. Then it'll be out there.
Yeah, I mean,
and then you can look for us and say, hey, I know you guys. And that would be a lot of fun for us.
There you go. Because I know when I went to Washington last year, at night in the hotel room, I was Googling yarn stores. And I did. We took the train and we went to Virginia and I went to Fiberspace. Oh my God, I wish they had one of those stores here. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's where I bought this yarn.
Oh, it's pretty yarn.
But
it
yeah,
really is.
I mean, for people who travel and you got a down day or the weather's crappy or you're just looking for something to do to fill the day, I mean, sure, Google fiber events, fiber festivals, anything, yarn stores, wherever you're located, and you know, let us know where, I don't know, we're traveling this year, maybe possibly a couple of vacations. I know my daughter, she travels a lot, and she went to Germany last year, and I had her grab me some opal yarn from Berlin. So if you have any suggestions, let me know, because if that's a location my daughter will be visiting, she will have a shopping list.
Yeah, my niece, she went to Germany, and I said, oh, tell her to put, I didn't give her, like, enough notice or anything, but I told her mom, I said, oh, yeah, have her pick up some yarn for me. And then, I don't know if it worked yet. I still haven't seen her yet since her visit.
I think if she goes back, I'm going to tell her to get me wool mice.
Okay.
I mean, I already got the opal yarn, now I want wool mice.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, they're planning a bunch of different trips. So if there's any stores that stand out to you, or she won't go to a fiber festival for me. I already know that. But if she'll go to a yarn store if I text her a picture or give her the brand name or the color or something that I want. So if you know of any, let me know.
Go ahead and we'll probably. There's a thread a little bit out there already, sort of similar.
Yeah.
So just go ahead and put in there. I think it's local yarn stores in Michigan. But don't just limit it. Just any local yarn store you just think is cool. Go ahead and post it.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you guys. What do you think?
Yeah, or what stores, do you think have a great variety? The customer service is really good. And perhaps they do shipping. Perhaps they do shipping. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, I got onto Webs one time. I haven't bought anything from them.
Webs? I have not bought anything from Webs. No, I have not. I'm an Etsy stalker. I stalk Etsy and I stalk the D-Stash page. I do. Okay. Those are my two hangouts.
Well, I do believe that's all we have on the agenda. It might be fun to just keep rambling because it is fun to just talk. But do you want to keep talking for a few minutes or?
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay.
I hear somebody upstairs, so I want to see what's going on.
Okay. The stalkers came back.
Did you hear the footprints? Did you hear the footprints?
I did.
It's like, whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
It's her family. It's not really stalkers. We're safe. We're good.
Yeah, we're not.
Thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Well, thanks for joining for all the new viewers.
You rock.
And all for all you returning viewers. We really
rock
appreciate. We really appreciate you, and we hope you've either learned something or had a good laugh, or I don't know, relaxed a little bit. But if anything, have a good week. Try to stay warm. As always, we're in Michigan, and winter's not too bad here. It's not too bad, not compared to last year. Last year, oh my God, it was horrible.
Last year, okay, so we're talking Fahrenheit. There was one day where it was like negative 10 and then negative 30 or 40 for the wind chill. I don't know. So yeah, it's not that. It kind of makes the 30 the new 40, I guess. We're just used to the colder.
I'm kind of done with winter. Christmas is over. I'm kind of done with winter now.
We just haven't had a real snowstorm yet, so I
Oh, we don't want one. We don't want one. I don't want one. I put my vote in. No.
I vote yes.
Oh, no.
Okay. But this year I'll be shoveling, so I don't know.
No, thank you.
I'll have to think about that. So, yeah. But thanks to everybody as well. We appreciate you guys coming back. We'd love to have you guys subscribe to us on YouTube to be able to give us a better ranking if you haven't already. We'd love that you did. And then that way, if you're ever on YouTube, it'll show that when we have a new one. And somebody's laundry's now done.
It is. Somebody's getting clean clothes.
I didn't know if you heard the buzz.
It's multitasking. It's podcasting, knitting, and drying the clothes.
Woohoo! Okay. Well, thank you again. Have a great week.
You too. Bye-bye.